year is 1958, and a curious invention lights up a laboratory in Brookhaven, New York. On a small screen, a simple game of tennis for two comes to life, marking one of the first video games in history. At the time, it was a novel curiosity, a simple display to demonstrate the lab's tech capabilities. Little did anyone know that this humble game would spark an entire industry, giving birth to an interactive entertainment medium that would go on to captivate millions worldwide. But beyond fun and leisure, could video games actually be making us smarter? Let's rewind for a moment to the early days of video games. Back in the late 70s and 80s, the popular games of the time like Pong or Pac-Man weren't particularly complex. They were designed to be entertaining, to make players chase high scores, and maybe to distract kids for a few hours. Parents may have looked at these games and thought, how could staring at screens and pressing buttons possibly be good for you? And to be fair, at that time there wasn't a lot of evidence to suggest otherwise. Fast forward to the 21st century and video games have become far more intricate, demanding, and intellectually stimulating. We've got games that require strategic thinking, fast decision making, and even social skills. From problem solving and memory to coordination and creativity, researchers are beginning to find that games have far-reaching impacts on our cognitive abilities. In fact, playing certain types of games may actually enhance our minds in many ways we never thought impossible. Imagine a world where young players are learning spatial awareness, memory, and multitasking, all while playing a game like Minecraft. Now, Minecraft isn't just about placing blocks, it's about creating worlds. Players have to understand how different materials interact, how to build structures that won't collapse, and how to survive in an unpredictable environment. Essentially, it's a crash course in creativity and problem solving, masked as a game. The concept is simple. Players gather resources, build, explore, and survive, but within this simplicity lies a powerful educational tool. Players are constantly faced with challenges that require them to think ahead, plan, and adapt. Want to build a castle? You'll need to figure out where to get the resources, how to construct it, and even how to defend it from potential threats in the game, especially Creeper, right? But here's the kicker. Studies have shown that these kinds of activities can improve players' spatial awareness and cognitive flexibility. In other words, navigating a Minecraft world help them think in 3D, improve their mental mapping skills, and better understand spatial relationships. Skills that are valuable in fields ranging from architecture to engineering. But it's not just about creativity and spatial awareness. Let's talk about memory. Have you ever played a game that required you to remember complex patterns, sequences, or maps? Think about games like The Legend of Zelda, where players must remember the layout of vast landscapes, or Assassin's Creed, one of my favorite games by the way, which is essentially an immersive history lesson wrapped in a virtual playground. These games engage part of our brain associated with memory retention, pattern recognition, and strategic planning. Now, here's a fascinating fact. Studies have found that gamers who play for an hour a day or at least 6 months showed significant improvements in memory. Researchers believe that navigating complex game environments and remembering in-game strategies strengthens the hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for memory formation. This isn't just theoretical, by the way. Similar memory retention exercises are used in brain training programs for older adults, showing that gaming could be an unexpected ally in keeping our minds sharp over time. Now, let's shift gears a bit and look at decision making. In high games like League of Legends or Call of Duty, players are bombarded with information, facing new challenges and unpredictable variables every second. There's no time to sit back, literally, especially if you're facing someone that you think is so better than you. Also, anyways, there's no time to sit back and analyze. You have to react in real time. But what's amazing is that over time, players start to develop faster and more accurate decision-making skills. To put it in perspective, let's compare it to a skill we're all familiar with, driving. I'm not sure if everyone's familiar with that, but it is what it is. When you're behind the wheel, you're constantly making decisions based on limited information, checking for traffic, adjusting your speed, and reacting to sudden obstacles. Studies have found that action gamers are better at processing visual and auditory information in chaotic environments, which can improve their ability to react quickly and make split-second decisions. Now, imagine a surgeon who needs to make quick, precise movements, or a firefighter who has to adapt in high-stress situations. Gaming helps develop the cognitive reflexes needed in such intense environments. But of course, it doesn't mean that if you play surgery game that you can already operate on a real human being, okay? That's not how it works, okay guys?
I am a surgeon!
But what about social skills? Traditionally, games have been seen as solitary activities, but the rise of multiplayer and online games has changed that completely. Now, games are a platform for social interaction, collaboration, and teamwork. Think of games like World of Warcraft, where players need to work together to defeat a boss, or Among Us, which requires communication and deduction to win. These games aren't just exercising strategy, they're also lessons in human behavior, requiring players to negotiate, persuade, and sometimes even deceive them. Recent research even suggests that playing multiplayer games can improve emotional intelligence and empathy. Why? Because in order to succeed, player needs to understand and anticipate the thoughts, feelings, and actions of their teammates and opponents. They learn to navigate social cues and develop skills in teamwork and communication. Skills that translate into real-life interactions, from school group projects to workplace collaborations. Alright, so far we've covered the creativity, memory, decision-making, and social skills. But there's another major area where games makes us smarter. Can you guess what it is? Type it in the comment. Time is ticking, so the answer is resilience. In many games, failure isn't just a possibility, it's expected. You fail, you learn, you try again. It's a classic trial and error process that's built into the gameplay of titles like Dark Souls or Cuphead. These games are notoriously difficult, pushing players to master timing, precision, and patience. So in a way, these games are teaching us that failure is okay, that it's part of the journey to success, including in real life, right? So this idea of failing forward has significant implications beyond gaming. It teaches players to persist in the face of challenges, to view setbacks as learning opportunities, and to keep pushing until they achieve their goals. Psychologists call this grit, and it's a trait associated with success in all areas of life, from academic achievement to professional resilience. So, how does this all translate to real-life benefits? Let's look at one study as an example. Researchers at the University of Wisconsin-Madison conducted a study on young adults playing Super Mario 64 for a period of 2 months. The results were fascinating. They found that playing the game led to an increase in the size of certain brain areas, specifically those associated with memory, planning, and fine motor skills. Essentially, playing this game led to real, measurable growth in the brain, almost like a mental workout. But what's truly revolutionary is that we're just scratching the surface, by the way. With advances in virtual reality, augmented reality, and AI-driven games, the potential for cognitive growth through gaming is only set to increase. Imagine a game that teaches you a new language, seamless real-world scenarios to practice negotiation, or even enhances your creative problem-solving abilities in a fully immersive 3D environment. So, next time someone tells you that video games are just a waste of time, consider this. We're living in a world where entertainment and education are blending like never before. Games are no longer just about escaping reality. They're tools that can actually sharpen our minds, hone our skills, and prepare us for the complexities of the real world. Whether it's training your brain to think more creatively, boosting your memory, honing your decision-making skills, or even building social connections, gaming has transformed into something much more profound than anyone could have anticipated back in the day of Pong or Pac-Man. As we continue to push the boundaries of what the games can do, one thing is clear. These digital experiences aren't just for fun. They're making us smarter, more resilient, and more prepared for the challenges of tomorrow. So, let's grab the controller, hit start, and keep leveling up because the journey to smarter self might just be a game away.